Are you thinking about moving to Virginia Beach? In this video, I'm gonna cover some things that you are gonna wanna know, and we're gonna start right now. If you've watched any of my content, you know that I love Virginia Beach. I love Virginia Beach so much that I've made videos covering different neighborhoods throughout the city. However, in this video, I'm gonna talk about some things that may make you wanna consider whether or not you even wanna move here, depending on your goals, depending on your situation. The first thing is the cost of living. Virginia Beach generally ranks about 9 or 10% higher than the national average, and about 8 or 9% higher than the Virginia average. If we're talking specifically about Virginia Beach, which is located within the Hampton Roads area, Virginia Beach is almost the most expensive area to live. The prices are higher up in Williamsburg and sometimes even in Yorktown. But as far as the south side of Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach is the most expensive area. The close competitor would be the city right next to Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, also very desirable. Sometimes we're finding that the single-family detached home price, the median price, can be higher than Virginia Beach. It just depends. You may want to check out the video I made comparing Chesapeake and Virginia Beach. The median sales price in Virginia Beach is currently $422,200. Now that's for a single family detached home. I can actually run that number separately for an attached unit. If you're looking for maybe a townhouse or a condo, you could likely find something under $300,000. The average market time right now, or the median market time, is 24 days. And homes are generally selling for close to their list price, but that depends. The fact that we are approaching the spring season, and based on the amount of inventory we have, I suspect the prices will continue to rise, but at a slow, steady pace. Last year, we've seen the prices rise by about 5-6%. We have a lot of military presence in this area. That really does help prop up our real estate market because those people are constantly moving to and from. Speaking of military presence, with that does come some jet noise in certain areas that you're going to want to be aware of if that matters to you. If you work from home, or perhaps you just feel like you'll be bothered by that, it is pretty loud depending on where you live. Most of that noise is coming from either Fentress or Oceana. Anywhere in the Great Neck area, the Lynnhaven area, you're gonna hear some noise. If noise is an issue, there are plenty of places to live outside of the noise zone. It doesn't mean you'll never hear noise. Of course, the military is allowed to fly anywhere they want. It would just be more rare that you would hear it. Another reason why you may want to avoid Virginia Beach, if this is a concern to you, is the weather. The weather and the climate overall here is pretty good. In fact, it's rated fairly well with places like bestplaces.net compared to other places in the country, but depending on where you move from, you might think it's incredibly hot here. Or when it does snow outside, you might be surprised how much it may snow in Virginia Beach. Believe it or not, we just had about 10, 11, 12 inches of snow throughout the Virginia Beach area. It looks really cool when you see the snow actually on the beach. Last year, we didn't even get a snow day, so it doesn't really get that cold here. Even during the coldest winter night, usually it doesn't go too much further below 20 degrees. Overall, the temperatures are pretty mild. In the summertime, July is obviously the hottest month. I think the average is usually around 88 to 90 degrees. That doesn't mean we don't have a few days where it goes over 100 degrees. Most days throughout the summer, it doesn't go too far over 90. The weather is pretty good in my opinion, but depending on where you're from, maybe it's a concern. We also do have some flooding and some storms to be aware of. It's rare to say that we would get hit with a hurricane, but of course it's happened. It's rare to say that we would have any tornadoes, but it's happened. The average elevation in Virginia Beach is about 12 feet. That puts about 20% of the homes in Virginia Beach at risk of flood damage, which is approximately 29,000 homes. Flood insurance could range anywhere from $250 a year up to $4,500 a year. It really depends on the location. Most people tend to pay about $1,000 to $1,200 a year. You would think neighborhoods right on the ocean would always be in the flood hazard zone. Not necessarily. The north end of Virginia Beach, like many other areas you'll find, are not in a flood hazard area, right on the beach. Outside of Virginia Beach and the surrounding cities, you'll find some flood hazard zones there too, especially in Norfolk. Not so much in Suffolk and the further west you go. Another reason you may want to avoid Virginia Beach is traffic and congestion. Depending on where you're from, you might find the traffic to be fairly bad here. Me personally, I'm from the Portland metro area, Portland, Oregon. This is not bad at all. The only time we do see more traffic would be around the oceanfront, Sandbridge area, around when the tourists show up. We do have a lot of tourism here because it's a beautiful place. In fact, the last numbers reported that about $3.3 billion in revenue comes in each year from tourism. So we appreciate the tourism, but with that does come some traffic. Another reason you may want to avoid Virginia Beach is if you're looking for a lot of nightlife and a lot of city life and a lot of things to do. We do have a lot of beach culture here. We have the beach, we have the ocean front, we have downtown Norfolk. I love the Waterside District over in downtown Norfolk. We have Ghent in Norfolk. Ooh, I should do a video on the Ghent area of Norfolk. Comment below if you think I should do a video about Ghent. We also have the town center area, and Summit Point is starting to grow and starting to develop over in Greenbrier and Chesapeake. Really, even throughout the surrounding cities around Virginia Beach, there's not a lot to do. If you like the beach culture and it's spring, summertime, there's gonna be a whole lot to do for you during those times of year. But we don't have a downtown city life area like you may experience in some other parts of our country. Another thing I'll mention, and I'm reaching here because I love Virginia Beach so much, there's not a lot of bad things you can say about Virginia Beach, but it is very flat. Specifically, I'm talking about the Hampton Roads area. If you go outside west or north of this area, sure, you'll find some hills, but here we have one hill in the entire area, and that's Mount Trashmore. It's literally what it sounds like. It's a landfill that they filled, and it's a park now. It's the only hill that we have. Other than that, you'll find this to be like one of the flattest areas. For somebody that grew up in Oregon with nothing but hills, it stands out. The last thing I'll mention that you may want to consider is the pollen levels. If you have bad allergies, and that's a big concern of yours, Virginia Beach is rated the second worst city in our country, just under Wichita, Kansas. I never would have thought Wichita, Kansas would be worse than us. I drive a black car, so every spring I can see the pollen just cover my car, and after I wash it within a week, I have to wash it again. Living in Oregon, I never had allergies until I moved here. It's not bad, but just something to be aware of. If all of that did not scare you away from Virginia Beach, I want to encourage you to watch some of my other videos and learn more about the city and learn more about why it's probably the best place to live. Check out the video I made about Lagomar or Sandbridge or Asheville Park. I've also made videos covering the surrounding cities as well. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you continue to see the new videos that I will continue to make if you continue to tap that like button, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want me to cover. I am here for you as a resource.